I'll give it to the speaker once they start. Okay, hi, good morning. Nice to see you all on a Sunday morning. Very, very excited to see such a packed audience. I heard the last week was also as packed as this, which is really interesting to know in a December during the cold Sunday mornings. You guys are turning up here. Thank you so much. Very good morning and welcome to the theme Innovation for the December month. This is the theme and the illustration for us for this month. We're talking about innovation, but we're not talking about the big, large impacts, the millions of dollars in revenue or innovation that leaves such huge imprints. We're talking about something very, very different from what we call as innovation on our everyday basis. We have an amazing speaker here today talking about innovation and the way she's innovating in her everyday life. And we have a manifesto that we usually recite at the beginning of Creative Mornings. If people have already been here, they'll be aware. If you're new, can I know who are all new here today for the first time you're attending Creative Mornings? Okay, that's really nice. So we read out a manifesto and I would really like you all to repeat along with me. I mean, you're going to read what is over there. We're all going to read it out aloud. Everyone is creative. A creative life requires bravery and action, honesty and hard work. We are here to support you, celebrate with you, and encourage you to make the things you love. We believe in the power of community. We believe in giving a damn. We believe in face-to-face connections, in learning from others, in hugs and high fives. We bring together people who are driven by passion and purpose, confident that they will inspire one another and inspire change in neighborhoods and cities around the world. Everyone is welcome. These are some fabulous speakers that we've had in the past. As you can see, we've had a great array of brilliant speakers. This would not have been, okay, of course, before that, we've had some interesting Creative Mornings. We've hosted Creative Mornings in one of the oldest cinema theaters in Chennai. We've hosted one of the longest Creative Mornings by the beach. We had a largest session in all around the world. Creative Mornings happens all around the world in different cities. So if at all you're traveling, if you're in a different city, please do make sure to attend the Creative Mornings that happen over there too, to see how it goes on over there. We also had a Creative Mornings at the Royal Yacht Club. We've hosted at Palm Silks, and we actually spent an evening stargazing once. So that was also a great Creative Morning. All of this, all of what we're doing will not be possible without our amazing partners. We've partnered with some really cool Chennai-based brands, and today also we'll be partnering with we're partnering with a great set of partners. We'll get to that. But before that, this can't be possible without Adobe. Creative Mornings is proud to be supported by Adobe, our global partner for creative tools. Their global support is a recognition of the impact Creative Mornings has on the global creative community. Adobe cares about us connecting in person and getting inspired, and they care about you leveling up your creative process. So they've made it really easy. Next slide, please. To stay on top of the latest AI models such as Google, Luma, OpenAI, by integrating them directly into their tools. If you have a Creative Cloud membership, you have access to all of them at no extra cost. You can easily experiment with all of these models using Adobe Firefly. We'll put a link to Adobe Firefly in our follow-up email after the event. Next slide. We have today's creative partners is the great, amazing SPI Edge. And Pushpa's visuals, Dinesh is here clicking pictures. CK's Bakery is our snacking partner for today. And this fabulous venue, thanks to Hanuradi Residences. And if you are not a part of our WhatsApp community, please make sure to scan the QR code and join our community so that you're updated about the future events. And yeah, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, where you'll get all the updates about the future Creative Mornings. The next slide. Oh, cool. Our artist of the month is Fatima. Is Fatima here yet? Okay, she is not here yet, but she's worked on a beautiful artwork for us. we will get the cards at the end of the event. Some technical glitch, we were not able to print it last night, so it's under process. We'll get it towards the end. And if you've not marked your attendance, please come to me and mark your attendance so that we know you've registered and you're here today. That can happen towards the end of the talk too. And our brilliant speaker for today is Maryann. She's a designer, a creative director, and the founder of Afrontal. And I'm so glad she's here. I've heard so much about her. She's going to talk about how she's innovating in the movement space. So, Maryann, please. Got your mic? Yes. Okay. Hi guys. I'm Maryann, and thank you to Creative Mornings for inviting me. I am very, very new to public speaking, so please be kind to me. I'm sure you will, but if I freeze suddenly, help me out. And I'd also like for this to be kind of an interactive session, so feel free to just stop me and ask me a question or whatever's on your mind. Yes? Yes. Okay, cool. Thank you. So today I'm going to be talking about my personal growth, and that's through creative forms. Growing up, I was a really, really quiet kid. I was pretty much on my feet, out and about, and really didn't talk to many people. And I think even as adults, sometimes words don't express enough, right? So I took to some forms, which I'm just going to run you guys through. And funnily enough, only when I was making this presentation did I even understand what, I set a lot of tiles for myself without even realizing it. And I'm sure all of you guys have it individually as well. Yeah, so next. These are my verticals beyond verbal expression. And this is not just a one-off thing. It's kind of like an everyday thing for me. And if you go through it, there's movement, there's design, there's running, there's snacks, and there's dogs. Who doesn't love them, right? Okay. So coming to movement and music. So initially I thought this chat was going to be more around just the dance side of my life, but I realized that it ties into even the smaller aspects. So I was introduced to African and Jamaican music at a very young age. So this came in because of my parents. Okay, they bought cassettes and CDs that I'm sure that even they didn't know they were listening to Jamaican music. But all of y'all know reggae, and y'all are aware of African sounds, right? So the drum patterns in these styles are very, very very, very special. You'll feel it when you hear a track. So we didn't really know what we were listening to. We just knew we were listening to it every single morning before going to school. And coming from this typical Christian Tamil household, there was music, there was going to church, there's a typical format, yes? So we kept hearing this music, not realizing what we were getting ourselves into, and cut to now, my sister took up the music side of African music. So she has a choir of her own, and a choir is a very different sound. Not typically the church choir, but if you go to YouTube and listen to African gospel sounds, it's a completely different set of arrangements and voices, and it's a different feeling that it kind of, gives you. So she took that up, and she's a professional musician now. And me being the kind of quiet kid, or rather I just didn't want to talk to other people, I took to the movement side of things. And again, fast forward, I took to these styles, and I realized that not a lot of people around me knew about them. And it was very difficult because all I wanted was another friend to dance it with. And only later did I realize that these are social dance styles. So the styles that we do now is Jamaican dancehall, and we do a lot of commercial African dance styles. Yeah, and they
are all social. They're all within parties. They're all about community. It's all about culture. It's all about just everyday life. Most of their movements have been inspired by everyday lifestyle, like drying your clothes, like cooking rice and peas, or like washing your vessels, or like plowing the field, or opening up an umbrella, or anything. Yeah. And I just wanted, like I said, I wanted a friend to dance it with, right? And I didn't realize the social aspect was actually a very important part of the dance as well. It just happened more instinctively, and I just took to it. And then the only way to kind of make friends to dance with me, especially these dance styles that I love, the only way to do that was to start teaching, and that's what I started. And I didn't teach to start teaching. I started teaching to kind of make that circle and make myself part of it. Like, I wanted to find a place. I didn't find a place, so we made that work. So I have my crew now. We're called Afrontal, and Tal meaning rhythm, and Afro bringing Afro to the foreground. So my life ties into this in multiple different ways, through movement, like I said, through music, and also through design, because when we started Afrontal, we did everything from the identity creation to now, many years like later. We're actually turning, by the way, 10 years next year. So we started off from identity to teaching to performing to workshops to personalized, like private one-on-ones, organizing events, and also organizing international events where we bring down Jamaican and African artists to teach our community here. We understand a lot of like young people, or anyone for that matter, not a lot of people have access to going outside and learning. We do have the internet, but it's only that much. Only once you stand there and you're around that group of people and you're dancing with them is when you 100% feel it. And you can only get that much through a screen. So our idea is to bring that education and that knowledge to people here who want to take it up seriously or who just want to have a good time. It doesn't matter what your end goal is. So we're also a team of 4 women. And the best part about this is, again, this happened very intuitively. All of us are dancers, but we're not just dancers. I have one of my crewmates here at the back. She and Alisha and Divya are full-time dancers. They have their own classes. They have their own academies running right now. They work with television production. They work with movies. They work with music videos. You name it, they're your people. Yes. And we also have Nivita, who now works in Hollywood as a production designer. Started off as an architect and then explored like even deeper into like creative freedom. So she moved into Hollywood and both Bollywood. So she's working on some big moments right now. And I'm a designer and I helped with like the creative identity and the whole starting of Afrontal. And our skill sets extended beyond just this, right? So when we are organizing an event, we were just 4 people. And to organize events that had more than 200 attendees, we did everything from ideation to planning to finance to funding to, we slogged our asses off, by the way, for the funding. Sorry for my language. But, and we did not have, again, finance, production, execution, logistics, you name it. We were like an all-rounder team. And we got to know this while we were doing it. None of us knew that we had it in us, but I think when you have the right set of people around you, you've created that for yourselves, it will happen organically. You don't have to force it, it just happens. Happened for me. So I've just put up a couple of photos. This was from before one of our dance videos. That was like a newspaper article. So a lot of people started writing about us in the first couple of years because It was a very new novelty act at that time. We also have one of our posters, and in the fro is one of our party nights. So it's a social night, and we have like musicians, we have dancers, we have people from all walks of life. Basically this, but in party format. Yes? So we have DJs, which is a very, very important part of these dance styles. That is us winning the first ever dance hall battle. And those two artists are OG Jamaican dance artists. So they were flown all the way here by another team in Mumbai that organized this. Alisha won the solo battle, and we won the 4-on-4 battle. So we won the 2 battles that were there. Yeah. We're also, all 4 of us are also very fond of animals. So we hosted a lot of fundraiser workshops just to kind of give back in our own way. This again is one of our events. It's called Let's Kutusa, which means let's dance low. So these dance styles require you to like stay grounded. Yeah, and you're always soft, you're always light on your feet. This was our most latest and really big event, and we're very like proud of it. And yeah, that's, I put the poster there to show that this embodies not just movement, but it embodies all of what the team did, right from the design, planning, doing, and the final product, which is not money, not in our case at least. We did make money, yes, but that was just a byproduct. What we really want is we wanted to build that community. And again, this is not something you can force and build. It's something that happens if it's meant to happen and you reach out to the right people. And that you will know only over time. It doesn't really happen overnight. Yes? Next. Also guys, if I'm staying for too long on one slide, please let me know. Okay, so design is another one of my babies. I took to, of course, art and visual, like anything that, you know, captivated you was special to me. So design is like the other half of my life besides dance and movement. And growing up, I wanted to get into animation. Because of some hiccups here and there, I couldn't get into it and I couldn't learn it extensively because besides the creativity, it's also a skill-based job, right? But I think the world just works out if you really want something. So even though I didn't get to work on animation as an animator, I got to work on an animation project as a graphic designer. So we did everything from designing the character creation to her t-shirt, to what kind of a personality she had, and to design everything based on that. So her entire room, I know you can't see it clearly, but there are like music posters that we created. So just building things out of thin air. So I got to work on it also with my friend who's also my crewmate. She worked on production design and she got me to be the graphic designer. And this has already entered films and is gaining some traction. So yeah, and the other, this is just the other kind of stuff I've done over the years. But looking back at it, like I said, it again ties into the other verticals of my life. So again, there's food, there's something I've wanted as a kid and it's come back to me as an adult. And then that's for a music video. I'm sure you guys recognize him. And that is for another pet care brand that I worked closely with, and that ties into my the part of my life which absolutely loves dogs and animals. So yes. Guys, if you all have anything to like ask or just have a chat with, please, you can like stop me. And some of you all seem very shy. You, yes.
The graphic design of it, so did you have experience with animation or?
So I did one of these typical courses, the Arena animation, Maya animation. I did the courses. So I knew like the basics of these softwares. Again, I was still kind of an introverted kid at that point in time. And I mean, this is a more personal side of it, but I was always like looked at a certain way or like bullied. And I was always like the little girl child that everyone like teased. So I couldn't give my all to that class, but I did learn the tools. So I was like, okay, I have this. And when I did that semester in college where you go out and find your internships, so that's where I learned my graphic design skills through like being with other people and actually watching them do stuff. So a lot of my shortcuts, like you don't even have to give me a mouse at this point and I can operate. But all of that I learned through just doing, and I did it through college. I didn't get to pursue animation like I mentioned because of some kind of hiccups along the way. But I took to graphic design and I absolutely fell in love with it when I found it during college. So I shifted my attention. Did you want me to answer anything else? No. Okay, cool. Yeah, next. Oh, the running. Sorry, again, one more thing. Can you go back to design? I know I wrote experience there. So what I wanted to say was design is not just about creating your visuals. We also design experiences. And going back to what Afrontal, the crew, has done, is actually creating that structure for you to have tangible experiences. We like for people to feel an experience, right? To feel the dance, to feel the emotion, to feel like that energy around you. It's not just about looking and being like, okay. Like it can be abstract art or it cannot be abstract art. It can be design solving, whatever it is. But we liked things that we could feel and touch and be a part of. So we did everything from organizing to also giving out like a lot of merch through our events. So we do small nitty-gritty. So like we do stickers, we do key tags, we do bags, we do t-shirts, we do foam boards, we do awards, we do medals. I know medals are a slightly old school thing, but we kind of wanted to bring that back. So if someone won an event, we actually gave them a medal the last time. So it was fun because we got to design the medal, we got to design the key tag that goes around the medal, and that whole identity creation for Afrontal came into like full force into these kind of assets. Yes, no, okay. Next. Okay, so I really struggled to find photos of myself in this aspect of my life, but running was something, again, I did as a child, and I lost it because, lost it meaning I did not know that I loved it that much. When I was young, I was just the chubby kid who could run fast. I had no training, I just showed up to school 1 hour before and I used to run. We had a really nice track field. So I had access to space, but I didn't have access to training. There were no real coaches that time, and unless you're a, like a district level or state level runner. But it has a feeling that I cannot describe. Again, that's what I keep going back to. This is feeling beyond just your words. So I lost that feeling because I grew up and then they're like, 10th standard, you have to study. All of that came up and then you just drop it and you forget that you had this love. When I grew up, I was just like, oh, I want to lose weight. I want to lose some inches off. So you're trying to get into that aspect, but little did I know that it will take me back to running. Now I do a lot more endurance-based activities because I'm not as fast, but I'm trying to build like stamina and endurance so I can go for longer distances. So now I run longer distances as opposed to, like competing with national level athletes. But the feeling of crossing that finish line is something I cannot explain. You will know it only if you cross the finish line. And not about crossing strong, it's just about crossing that finish line. And I remember in fact telling my friends that when I got back into fitness or got back into this, I was exactly like this. I was lost for words and they were just like, wow, we've never seen you like just stop and not be able to explain. And I was like, yeah, this is the feeling that I loved. And then to find it all over again so many years later as an adult where you're able to like express or understand it more is like very, very special. So more than just running, this helped me set structure to my life. Not just routine, it's not about just like waking up in the morning, but waking up in the morning, working out or going for a walk, whatever it is, just that physical activity it just helped me structure my rest of the day. And suddenly, like, I felt like I had 25 hours in a day, right, as opposed to your 24. And that feeling was completely different. Eating better was different. Feeling better about myself was different. The way I used to structure my work, and because I've been a freelancer pretty much all my life, the balance that I had even with work came from just waking up in the morning and going for a run. So it formed like my core, and it's not, again, it wasn't about the running, it was about everything else that helped me through that.
If I can just interrupt you.
Yes.
How far have you, I mean, what's the longest?
Right now I've done a half marathon, which is 21.1, and without realizing it, I won podium twice. So I can still say I'm a little still on the faster side, but I've lost it over the last couple of years, so I'm just trying to like gain it back. But yes. No, I mean, yes, I'd like to do better, but I try to go in with a non-competitive mode. I don't try, like by nature I'm non-competitive, but if it is competitive, I better get my act straight. Like I better put in the work and I better act like I'm going to win it for me to win it, right? Like it makes sense. Otherwise, I just go in and I'm like, I'll do my strongest for the day or strongest for whatever I've trained in. Yeah, so. Sorry? Chennai, there's that run, no? I'm training for something else at the moment, but I'm hoping to run one in Bangalore around Jan beginning. But yeah, okay, maybe I'll come Jan 4th? Yeah, okay. So another important part of my life, and I'm sure is a big part of everybody's lives as well, at least a good chunk of people, is food and snack culture. I wrote food as a larger topic because everyone loves food, and food is part of your cultural activities. It's part of everything. But snack culture is something that like took to me. So I'm a very, very snacky person. Of course, over time I've become a little bit more like conscious about what I'm putting in, but I like to travel. Again, like to meet people, like to be a part of another culture for a day. I'm not stating that I am them, but it's nice to share those experiences. So I like to travel. I like to take these little postcards that I collect, like food stamps, which kind of helps me, not helps me, but it takes me back to that year where I traveled to wherever it was, whether it was Spain. Some of these are actually from Chennai itself, from Japan, from Kenya, from Dubai. This is actually not a cultural food. This was just a made up new age food. And then that's really famous in Malaysia for some reason. It's just a cone shaped like a J. I don't know what the logic is. But I also come back and I try to read up on the foods and why they play such a vital role in these cultures. It's just something that interests me. And if you're curious, you'll find it out, right? So yeah, this is one of the activities I like doing for myself more than my Instagram. It is my Instagram because you don't really lose stuff on Instagram, right? You can always go back. So yeah, I collect these and I have like a gazillion of them. I just put up a couple of them for you today. So yeah, food is also, again, I'm going to tie in like two like aspects of what I just said into like a small story. So Sudarshan, who I think stepped out, one of the members of CreativeMornings, he's my neighbor, or was my neighbor, and he's the founder of the Perf Ice Candy, right? So initial days when he used to do testing or like he tried to like figure it out, guess who was one of the taste testers? And it was really nice because he'll catch me after my runs. So I'll finish like my 10K run with a friend of mine, and then we'll come and we'll be like, and we'll be panting and waiting for water, and we'll be like, guys, I have popsicles, and we'll be like, heaven sent. So it's really nice how food, community, like it just all works together, and this whole running aspect of my life, and they tied in by themselves. Again, I didn't need to force it, but I also believe that you kind of have to make that around you, right? Like you are creating that energy and that space around you. So yeah, that was just like one fascinating story with Sudarshan and I. Yeah, next. And my final slide, I'm not going to delve too much into this because I cannot express it in words, but dogs are a very like emotional space for me, and it teaches me a sense of responsibility, as well as it gives me some kind of emotional balance, and it's completely emotion based. Of course, these are my two doggos. My family looks after a couple of them on the streets, and I'm very easily distracted. So if you catch me driving and if there's like one dog on the side, my attention will be there. It's not going to be on the driving. But yeah, they play like a very important role, and whether I realize it or not, it's always like running at the back of my head, and they hold a very like special place in my life. And yes, I think that concludes it. Next. This is my thank you slide, but I'd also like to show a kind of summarize what I said through all these things. So I sent this to my mom. This was just a couple of years ago when Afrontal performed on stage in a competition for the first time. So we're not, like I said, we're not competitive, but there was an opportunity to dance on stage, and we were very new at the time, and nobody really did these styles, so we were like literally the first in India to start it. We took a couple of years to even call ourselves the first, but only over the years we realized that we did start the concept of an Afro-Caribbean crew. And when I sent that picture to my mom, she like broke my house down just to find this. And just to see the resemblance of how it pushed from day one to like day now. But yeah, I think innovation, usually that word is used for in a very like business aspect, right? Like they're like, oh, what are you creating? What is your presentation? What are you pitching to us? Ideas and planning and pitch decks and you name it. And then you're also looking for your outcomes, which are your rewards. How much money will this make me? Or whatever your kind of end goal is. But for me, I think it was just consistently doing what was calling out to me. I didn't want to go and fit myself in there because either you're part of a culture or you're not, right? So the music, the movement, the design, it already existed. And I just had to find a way, again, not consciously, but found a way to culminate everything, to find the people who share the same kind of values and principles as you do. They needn't be the same people. Like, I don't have to be friends only with a designer. I can be friends with someone else. But if you all have the same like outlook, I think it works. And I think that's what's organic. And consistently just doing that day after day is what is innovative to me. And to have created Afrontal, which is one of the foremost creative outcomes of my life. Yeah, it's new, it's novel, it's a little different from the rest of your business ideas, but it works for me, and I hope something like that works for you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Maryann. Thank you so much. We can now have the question answer session. If you have any questions, you can shoot and get it answered.
So I have this, I don't know if I can enter this as a question.
Yeah.
But this is something that I want to hear you talk about it. If you relate to it, what I want to tell.
Yeah.
It's not a loud mic, it's a recording mic.
Hi, I'm Ram. So, more than a question, yeah, it's that I want to tell you, yeah, because, so I want to know, like, did you, while dancing, during your moments or anything, did you get to these maybe 2-3 things that I want to tell, which is energy, maybe religion or spirituality, or losing yourself where there is no that you don't even exist and there's only moment happening. So or yeah, no.
All right, maybe I'll just stop and re-ask you those 3 points. But the first one is. All right, yes, thanks. Yeah. So, by energy, there are 2 types, right? One is what your body is actually emitting, which is your physical energy, and the other one is completely your vibes and your vibrations and that kind of energy. I think you're referring to the latter, the second one. Yeah. So, again, very instinctively it came like as an early language for me. Like I said, less words translated into more movement based expression, and energy is I'm sure everyone will say this, but it's like super important, but searching for the right energy is way more important, right? Like you can get lost in something else, you may think you want that. So that happened with me and fitness actually, where I started doing endurance sports to make up for the time that I lost. But I realized somewhere along the way that I did not like that pattern. And by somewhere along the way, I mean like 5 years into it, I realized, wait a minute, this is not me. Like I'm not feeling this. Then when I started breaking it down and restructuring my plan, I found that running faster, like doing sprints was something I loved as a child, so I found it again. But you need to stop yourself and ask yourself those questions, because you may enter into an energy that doesn't match yours and you may not know it up until a certain point. It's not a bad thing, it's just a learning experience. When it comes to religion and spirituality, I have grown up in a relatively religious household, but I am not religious myself. But funny that you bring it up, because one of the dance styles we do, which is dance hall, is actually that culture is rooted in Christianity. So they're very, very staunch believers. Like they'll party till 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning with alcohol, women, you name it, it was all there. And then early morning they'll go to church with the Bible in their hand. So that's how it was. It depends what you want to take from a culture and what you don't want to be a part of your life. I think it's just a personal approach to it. You don't have to do it just because everyone else is doing. Hundreds of people do it, doesn't mean you should step into it. That being said, I'm not getting into like spiritual and religious aspect, because it doesn't, like I don't fit in there. Spirituality, yes, again I believe in good energy and energy that makes you part of it as well. What is the last one you asked me?
Go into a state where you just lose.
Do you mean lose yourself in like, oh, I'm finding myself, losing myself? Or do you mean lose yourself as in like a downward spiral?
No, it's like, like if I'm an artist, when I draw sometimes I don't even realize that. But there will be only that moment happening.
Yeah.
In that sense.
I have had it, and I've had it a lot more while I was growing up and when I was kind of finding this space. Because at that point we didn't have access to the internet that much, and the internet didn't have that much of information. So your YouTube and videos and stuff started coming out much later. By then I was already like accustomed to this sound, so I wanted to hear more of it. So what I would do was, again, because I was shy and did not talk to anyone, even to my family, I'd lock myself in my room, go on the internet, I'll find like the 3 songs that are available, and I didn't realize that I did this, but every night before I went to sleep, I would dance. Whether I liked it or not, I was just moving in that 4x4 room that I had. And I think, now that you're asking me, I think at that point I did lose myself, because in a completely nice way, because I did not have any rules, I did not have restrictions, I did not have someone tell me you're doing it wrong, someone telling me you're looking a certain way, this is not nice, this is nice. No steps, no 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I just went with it. But that also set my base for how we choreograph pieces to this day. So yeah, I hope that answered your question.
Any other?
Yes.
So for all your performances,
I think the mic is coming to you.
So for all your performances, costume play a significant role there. And Jamaican
Yes,
culture has
yes,
a lot of
yes,
prints, lot of
yes. Yes, exactly. Thank you for bringing that up. I was just telling my friend over there, I was just like, I'm sure I'm going to forget a couple of points, but this is how design also played a role within the movement space of mine, which is costume designing, and it's something that the crew does quite extensively. Initially, when we didn't have access to the materials that the Africans actually used, we would get friends to like fly down with stacks of material. So a lot of our costumes that you'll see till today are all like materials from the land, the source of that land. Yes. Oh, you looked at this outfit also? This I think is more like inspired. So like I mentioned, you don't try to imitate a culture. At the end of the day, you're not part of that culture. You were not born there, you're not a Jamaican, you're not an African. We are Indian and we were born here in Chennai. So what we take out of it is you get inspiration from it and then you use your other part of your life to kind of like intersperse with this one. So yes, costume design is actually quite an important part. We design all our costumes. Sometimes we get a couple of designers to stylists and fashion designers to help us out. But we are also a strong-headed team and we know exactly what we want. So sometimes we'll just be like, yeah, we like this, but we will stick to our original design. But it's been a fun process. How many like outfits have we done till now? Quite a few, right? 10 or 12, yeah. I know that doesn't seem like a large number, but while you're dancing, we'll put that much effort in how we present ourselves and how we'd like for that to kind of sit on our bodies. Because movement also, you can't just put anything and start dancing. It's going to restrict you, or something may be too exposing, something may be too like large for you to show movement. So all of that thinking goes into like formulating your outfits for your performances, and each performance has a different setup, it has a different set of audience. So for example, we performed at, what is it called? Kovlang. Yeah, Surf Turfs Festival. So we picked colors, so we pick songs, we pick colors, we pick patterns, and we pick designs that are made for that space that we're presenting in. So since we did it by the beach, we wore like very tropical outfits. We got a designer to help us with it. So she added like a few like special bits of her own, and she got it actually like stitched for us. But we had like yellow, green, blues to reflect a more natural setting. Picked songs that would entertain a large open crowd, and kept it interactive, because us just dancing is not fun. Y'all dancing with us is fun. So yes. Did you have any specifics? Are you like a designer yourself?
I'm an external designer.
Oh, okay, nice.
It has a lot of
Yeah.
cultural prints.
Exactly, yeah. We use the more contemporary versions of it, because again, we are not doing a tribal form of the dance, right? If we are doing that, we need to pay like homage to that. But we are a little bit more contemporary commercial dance styles, so we kind of look into those type of patterns and colors and settings. Yeah. Yes. Mike. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, I'm Ilakya.
Sorry, I didn't get your name.
Hi, I'm Ilakya.
Ilakya. Yeah, hi.
Thank you so much for a very, very neat and like picture perfect presentation, because it looks very, it almost looks like a mood board.
Yeah,
Like it
yeah.
has every element, and I don't get to see a lot of artists or creative people expressing in such a way that they bring in every aspect of their life, as in how they balance their emotional emotional part as well. So it gave a very broad perspective about how you have a routine.
Yeah.
Specific question I wanted to ask you as a creative person is like, since you were one of the first, as you mentioned, in your initial years, did you have any doubt phases where you wanted to continue this, or like doubt phase, and like if you had the doubt phase, how did you
Come
handle
about
that?
that.
And, how did you made it bigger with the group?
It's a good question. And I think the doubting part was a little less, and that is for one main reason is I did not have a set goal. Like I said, my goal was I just want more people to dance it with. That was my only intention, whether I said it out aloud or not. That was what I was feeling, and like I said, I didn't realize it, but I was doing it. So finding the right people and like them also being as passionate as you are about it really helped. So the doubt part didn't come, because if we set very high standards for ourselves, then if you don't reach it, it is going to be disappointing. So doubt was not so much. I think it's a bit rare. The only kind of have there been any moments of doubt? Sorry, I'm asking her because she's like there on all the Afrontal calls. So
Maybe even we had like financial pressure.
yeah, it was more of like realistic day-to-day things where we needed to figure it out. But doubts in terms of pursuing this, no. And that's what I said. It was calling out to us all this while. We just went forward and, we stayed consistent at it, whether it was small or big. There were a lot of events we didn't get paid for. We did it purely because we wanted to do it. We've stayed in like the most, I think some of them have been haunted also. We've stayed in hostels where there'll be one long passageway, there'll be no lights, but we stay there because that was our only option. And I'm so grateful to have found 3 other people who have the same type of outlook as I do, and were willing to put up with that as well. So doubt, no. Hardships, yes. And that I think will come for every single thing. You'll just figure it out. Everyone figures their own. But with the intention, no. And it's still a no, because it's like ever growing. Yeah. Yes.
Any other questions? You can take it with her after this.
Yeah.
We have another follow-up activity that Maryann is going to host with us. So the next part is would like to take a picture. Let's do the group picture now before we go out. Are we going to do it outside? Inside? Okay. We're going to have a group picture here, so we'll get into
Log on, like you're logging into the internet, MSN Messenger. Yes? I need a yes. Yes. Thank you. So that is the first move. The second one we're going to do is called signal the plane. How do you signal a plane? Does anyone know how? Close. Ah, nice one. So we're going to go in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. We're going to juice it up by staying low, leaning at the back a little bit, and we go in, out, in, out, in, out, and in, out. Easy? Nice. Next move. We're going to do the aquaba. So you're going to hold your hands together. If no one can see me, there's Alisha here as well. So we're going to shake it right here, and then we're going to go up. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. Guys, if no one's smiling, you have to smile. There's no other way about it. Yes? 2 more moves, easy. You can just follow along. Swap. We roll, and you act like you're an archery major. Yeah? So roll and pull. Roll and pull. Roll and pull. Roll and pull. For the really adventurous ones, roll and pull. Roll and pull. Roll and pull. We got it? Okay. The last step, fun to do, and just about celebrating, yes? So we clap, clap, tap, tap, clap, clap, backwards. up. And then the confetti is falling. Yes? So clap, clap, tap, tap, clap, clap, up, confetti, and roll down. Clap, clap, tap, tap, clap, clap, up, and roll with it, and clap, clap, tap, tap, clap, clap, up, and roll with it, and roll with it. We got it? Shall we try with music? Okay. Guys, we're going to dance this only once. So I want you to feel it and I want you to dance with your friends around you. Yes? So you can move around. Alisha and I will move around the crowd, dance with each other. Signal the plane. Aquaba. Swap. Congrats. One more time. Woo! Nice job. And see you around. Signal the plane. Aquaba. Swap. Congrats. Again, log on. Signal the plane. Aquaba. Swap. Congrats. Motorbike. Thunder clap. Motorbike. Congrats, last time. Good job, guys. Thank you. Thank you. It is like certificate. Thank you.